Hello. How we all doing? My lights on here. Gotta get D-Live and our other platforms up as well. Give me a moment. Okie doke. Almost all set here. Here we go. Sorry everyone on D-Live and Rumble. I don't know why the feed didn't go down. Hit the button. All right, we are almost all set here. Moving slow as molasses this morning. Goodness. Okay, audio's good. Very nice. Well, good morning. Good morning to you all. Hope everyone has had a fabulous week here. I sure have. Busy one anyway. My body aches at this point. 3 days of labor on building and breaking down stages and lights, so it's satisfying work, especially since we got to do a job that was an event the president spoke at, which was cool. Okay. Rumble and D-Live should be popping up. Very good. Yeah, there we are. We're good. So let me get our screen set up, my screen share. And we can jump on into the news. Stuff out of my way. There we go. So, it's kind of dark too. There we are. All right, let's share our screen. There we go. That's the right one. There we go. Let's have us a look here. I don't know if I have anything tagged since I left you last night. Nope, doesn't look like it. But we can just jump right in, see what the morning has. And if you guys have any news you want to cover, if you want me to pull it up and cover it, just drop it out there. I know you can't drop links in YouTube, but if you just drop me a news article title or the subject, I'll search it up. I'll find it. And of course, if you're in D-Live, I think you can drop links there. So let's see. Let me make sure I got all my chats up. There's my YouTube. Good morning, Mug Street Sweep over there, and Eunice Duncan. See anyone else just yet? We only got 16 watching over there. Please do pop over to the YouTube and hit the thumbs up, even if you're not watching there. Although I would certainly prefer that you watch there, so we can try to start growing there again. I'm muted for okay. There we go. Sorry, I'm in the process of getting my chats up for all the platforms. So sorry I missed you guys there in D-Live. All right, we should be good. Should be good there. Anyway, what I was saying, D-Live, was please pop over to YouTube and hit the thumbs up. Even if you're not watching there, just go over there and hit the thumb up for me. I would much appreciate it. And honestly, I'd prefer you just watch there for the duration of my show. Make sure we try to keep growing the YouTube. Even though they're continuing to screw with it. They still won't let me chat. Still. So ridiculous. Try it again. That's nope. Still blocked from chatting in my own live chat. Disgusting. Yes, Pikasiak, we stopped by the PO box. So yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. I don't know. That might be from the other day, actually. Yesterday's. Yeah, it was. Yep, they're still blocking it. Ridiculous, man. All right. Well, anyway, I got my chats up there. Where's my Rumble? I need Rumble. So, and then we'll be good to start. Hello, Rumble. There you guys are. Chat. All right. Here we go. Pop that. Two. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's get looking at some news here. Again, please, if you have any links to interesting stories for the morning, drop them out there. Or in the case of YouTube, just drop me a headline and I'll find it. I'll pull it up. Real Praying Manna says, Pam, I sent something through PayPal last month. I never got an acknowledgement. Let me PayPal. If you got it from Steph, I would have gotten it. Let me make absolutely sure for you though. Oh, look at that. I do have a balance there. Huh. I must have missed that. Well, thank you. That's great. Let me see. I can't. I'm trying to like pull up the transaction list, but I never use PayPal anymore, so. Okay, accounts. Account info. Oh, activity. There it is. I see Miss Texas Freedom Road. Thank you, Miss Texas Freedom Road. Oh, there you are. Yep. Okay, I see you there. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I see you tagged. You left a little message there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, I'll drop it out there again for everyone. In case. I always forget that I have a PayPal that you guys can use too. On top of the donor box and whatnot. How do I get a link to my own account? My goodness. Share your profile. Okay. Copy. Let's pop it into DLive, and then I'll copy it over to YouTube. Okay. And then we'll get to the news. Yeah, we could certainly use the assistance right now. It's been a shitty month. We had a fair amount of people give over the last month, but a bunch of quarterly bills came due, and that just demolishes the bank account every time. Like multiple, like $300-$400 quarterlies that just clean us out. So if you can can afford to pop something to keep the lights on, it would be very much appreciated and needed right now. Okay, I got that into YouTube. Where's my Rumble? Okay, cool. Let's see. See what kind of news we got here so far this morning. We'll pop into last night a bit too. I think that was one of the last things we covered. This Trump whore. What are they calling her? Hussy Smollett. Hussy Smollett. Perfect name. Saw the funeral. Saw that hoe. Whoa. Indian Air Force HAL Tejas fighter jet crash at the Dubai Air Show. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, there was some pretty dramatic footage of the opening with a bunch of airliners flying into the show at the opening, like the like the opening air show kind of thing. But wow, unfortunate. Like these are all too common at these air shows. They are performing some, in many cases, dangerous maneuvers, and sadly, this does happen. All right, give me a big full screen here. Oh God, nope. Oh jeez. That sucks. That's sad. Yep. Golly.
Oh shit!
Oh man.
Fuck!
That's rough. U.S. Southern Command released video of Marine Corps F-35B jets from VMFA 225 Vikings conducting flight operations out of Roosevelt Roads Naval Station in Puerto Rico for Operation Southern Spear. Cool. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, we already played this one yesterday, but oh God, is it bad? This lady, teacher of the year, now arrested and fired, thank goodness, after video surfaced of her viciously beating her son with a belt for not cleaning up. It was apparently so bad that a sibling recorded the video out of fear for their own physical safety and that of their sibling. I mean, it must have been bad.
A Christian.
Jeez. Yeah. Saw that. Border Patrol is using concealed license plate readers to monitor drivers and flag suspicious travel patterns. I mean, these... if you've never seen this, let me see if I can find a video on this. I saw a really interesting one not too long ago. I wish I could find the one I was watching. It was really interesting. It was a really interesting video. Concerning stuff on the one hand. Because these things are popping up literally everywhere. You look on the side of basically any major roadway now, you'll see these little things, these little poles
The
with tiny
pictures
solar
every day with
panel and a little camera, sometimes disguised even. They will sometimes disguise them.
automated license plate readers to help catch moving criminals where officers are not present. Now, your license plate could be photographed without you ever even knowing. Number fed into a law enforcement database and cross-checked with those of people wanted on warrants.
So critics are concerned that the growing use of that technology could violate your privacy. In tonight's Fox 40 Focus, Zach Boedo takes an in-depth look at the contrast between freedom and fighting crime.
Excuse me.
It's like having a police officer on every busy intersection.
Yeah, tracking everything you do, everywhere you go, all of your activity, your daily life, building a profile of what you do, where you go, at what time, every day, who you're going to meet with. It's disturbing. Really disturbing. I gotta say, just generally speaking, these machines are everywhere. If you haven't been paying attention, start paying attention, and you'll see, like, start looking out for them. It'll shock you how many of these things there are. But anyway, sounds like Border Patrol is thankfully using them for a decent purpose, since they have the power to anyway. After they handle this shit though, like, that shit's got to go. This is like not a country I want to live in long term with that kind of crap going on and continuing to build out. That stuff's got to go. I fully am in favor of using the tech since it's already in place and the power is already there to handle business. But after that, like, it's got to go. For real. Not good.
License plate readers are ubiquitous. Law enforcement uses them to track stolen cars or suspects wanted in connection with a crime. But the U.S. Border Patrol is monitoring millions of people driving on American roads as part of a secretive program. And some of their license plate readers are hidden in traffic barrels and not easily identifiable. Our investigation found the agency is using the technology to flag drivers whose behavior they find suspicious, specifically their travel patterns, such as people who make short trips from major cities to the border region or use rural highways instead of major roads.
That information is now being weaponized by the federal government to identify, track, and arrest, deport community members.
We reviewed hundreds of text messages that show how Border Patrol agents work with local sheriffs to pull over drivers who are then interrogated about their route or have their cars searched. One Texas man filed a federal lawsuit alleging an illegal stop.
The moment he asked me to get out of my vehicle, I knew right away something was fishy about the entire thing.
We reached out to the Border Patrol's parent agency, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and they told us that there are policies, laws, and constitutional protections in place to ensure the license plate reader program operates responsibly and legally.
Yeah.
They told us they can't provide details of its use for national security reasons.
Again, in favor of using it since it's already there for the time being to very quickly handle the things that need to be handled. Like, may as well use their tools against them. But as soon as that is over with, as soon as business is handled, and it better be quickly, that shit has got to go. Just like all the people it's being used to toss out of the country. That shit's got to go too, after everything's finally handled. Unfortunately, I have my doubts. I have my doubts that the security state will let go of that power, you know? Is kind of how it goes. Hopefully, after the immigration issue is handled and our elections are resecured, we can get people in office that will take care of that shit. But history being what it is, odds are probably not so good, you know? Wow, another fire? So we had that fire in the Capitol tramway system, right? Trolleys, the underground trolleys. just yesterday. Apparently there was another fire yesterday in pavilions hosting UN climate talks. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that. Triggering evacuations and leaving 13 people treated for smoke inhalation. What the heck is going on, man?
Was walking out and I saw like smoke, a black smoke. The guy that works here was telling me that was probably electricity thing that happens, and it started the fire. Everybody walking out, and I just couldn't figure out how to get out. The security guy that saw me, and he was my friend previously, he just grabbed my hand and walked to me crying and screaming fire, 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 until his
fire.
this place where he and his colleagues would be, the security guards, and showed me the exits through that. We worked so hard for this to happen, and just in the end, it's a experience that I don't want anybody to have. Everybody was walking out, and I saw.
Yes. Okay, where'd all my chats go? Back here. Got the YouTube. We got the D Live. Where's my Rumble? There's my Rumble. Okay. Good. Yeah, please hit me with any news you see. If you got any interesting headlines, lay them on me, all right? We got an hour and a half left to go. President of the United States, Senator Schumer here. Oh, commenting on the sedition execution controversy. This should be pathetic.
Mr. President.
Democrat leaders recognized.
Earlier today, Donald Trump shared a post on Truth Social calling for Democratic members of Congress to be hanged. He also posted a message that said, seditious behavior, punishable by death. Let's be crystal clear. The President of the United States is calling for the execution of elected officials. This is an outright threat, and it's deadly serious. We have already seen what happens when Donald Trump tells his followers that his political opponents are enemies of the state. Every time Donald Trump posts things like this, he makes political violence more likely. None of us should tolerate this kind of behavior. We all remember what January 6th was like. We lived through January 6th. We have lived through the assassination and attempted assassinations this year. We have members whose families have had to flee their homes. When Donald Trump uses the language of execution and treason, some of his supporters may very well listen. He is lighting a match in a country soaked with political gasoline. Every senator, every representative, every American, regardless of party, should condemn this immediately and without qualification. Because if we don't draw a line here, there is no line left to draw. Who would have thought the President of the United States...
Hey, remember when you, like, basically threatened, like, sitting judges or whatever it was the Supreme Court? I forget what the heck it was. Remember that?
I do. Be hanged.
Oh, yeah, and then a psycho wackadoo, brainwashed retard, one of your people, Chuck, actually followed through on your threat and tried to go harm the judge. Who was it? Was it Kavanaugh? Remember that? Yeah.
It's outrageous. No president has ever stooped as low as Donald Trump. None. He has made political violence a feature of his politics. And if we don't draw a line here, there's no line left to draw. And yet today, he crossed yet another line that no democracy can afford to tolerate. He must be condemned forcefully, loudly, and without excuses before someone takes his words as permission to do the unthinkable.
See, it's funny you say that because the very same thing could be applied to the shit you and your people said in that retarded video you put out.
Anything less enables the flames of hatred to grow.
Unbelievable.
And spread.
Zero self-awareness whatsoever, these people. without fail, every time. It's like they just can't see it. Mind-boggling. Wow. A 70-year-old woman was repeatedly punched on a Broward County Transit bus in Lauderdale Lakes following a confrontation in the disabled ADA seating area. Oh my goodness. Wow. EBT American here.
After a 70-year-old woman riding a bus asked another rider to give her some
Look at that.
space.
What is... Look at that arm. Her arm has a spare tire.
Asked
her arm.
Another rider to give her some space after she kept bumping into her. Surveillance cameras capturing the attack
Dear God. That is just obscene. It is disgusting.
on camera. Now, according to the Broward County Sheriff's Office,
Shameful.
it happened when a 70-year-old woman took a seat in the ADA section of a Broward County Transit bus back on October 21st. Now, the alleged attacker was standing on the bus and kept bumping into the victim because of the bus's motion. The victim asked the attacker to give her some space, and then they started exchanging some words. It escalated, and then the attacker pushed her body into the victim several times. She then actually grabbed a grocery bag and hit that 70-year-old in the face, trying to defend herself with her cane. The attacker then punched the 70-year-old many times in the head.
Oh my gosh.
The bus driver eventually noticed what was happening and stopped the bus in the 4100 block of West Oakland Park Boulevard in Lauderdale Lakes. Now, that 70-year-old woman did suffer some bruising, but she is set to be okay. Now, take a good look at your camera or your screen. That is who police were looking for, that alleged attacker.
Oh my
if you
goodness
saw
gracious.
her or you were in the area October
Psycho.
21st, you know something, please say something. Contact Broward Crime Stoppers
Yeah, we need to get LaQuisha tossed in jail.
at 954-493-TIPS.
LaQuisha gots to go. That attitude, man. People have been brought up to resent and hate, violently so, any white person, just for the sheer fact that they are white. It is unfortunately a widespread and continuing to grow attitude. You see it in these people when they refuse to move. You know, you're on the sidewalk and the whole group are taking up literally the entire sidewalk. You're going the other direction, and they quite deliberately just walk into you. Because, you know, how dare a white person walk on their sidewalk? That is all too common in any city. Yeah, I mean, ask any person that lives in any city, and I guarantee you they'll have experienced that. Probably including, along with that, you know, a racial slur slung at them in the process. You know, fuck you, whitey. It just rolls off their tongues like nothing. Stuff I've seen in DC, which is very, very black city. Disgusting. And it's a relatively tame city compared to other places. Like, the subways are basically safe in DC. At least depending on where you go. They're clean. I haven't seen a homeless person pissing on the floor or anything like all the crazy videos you see from New York. It's much nicer than many other places, but even so, you still see some crazy shit. They hate white people, like a large portion. Just straight up hate whitey. Disturbing. Serious problem. Oh, what's Tim tagging me for? Oh, wow, I'm tagging a bunch of people. Oh, this should be interesting. Texas savant Garrett Miller was kept hostage by the Biden admin for nearly 4 years after being labeled an insurrectionist for protesting at the Capitol on January 6, intervening over police mistreatment of women and talking shit to AOC on Twitter. He was subsequently hit with a bogus gun charge following the raid of his home in an effort by the feds to keep him in prison for the better part of a decade, which failed. Garrett was kept in solitary confinement for years. Wow. Denied access to evidence, of course, and legal visits. Wow. That's against law. Psychologically tortured and physically assaulted by jailhouse guards, all for refusing to wear COVID masks. Despite still needing a pardon for the bogus gun charge, he's free now, and he's not holding back anything about his experience. There's one thing you can say about Garrett Miller, it's that he's a straight shooter and holds nothing back. He doesn't care about rehabilitating his image, and he refuses to apologize for January 6th. I call these interviews January 6th Unfiltered for a reason. This 2-hour testimony reflects a reality the public must come to terms with. That regular Americans were lied about by feds, prosecutors, judges, and journalists. Oh yeah. Garrett and many like him were decent pedestrians who were made into caricatures to justify a partisan inquisition against half the country. The government and media have refused to correct the record, so we will. This interview contains some offensive language, vivid descriptions of cruelty and human rights violations, and the righteous indignation of a patriot who stood up for his beliefs and paid a price for it that most Americans never could bring themselves to. Listen and share Garrett's story so this kind of weaponized justice, or injustice, I suppose, never happens again. Cool. Good for you, Tim.
Do you have an
There's Garrett.
introduction or anything? Do you have a... Generally, and people were like, what?
I wish Tim would just let me, like, film these for him. I mean, I gotta chat with him about that.
It's at 6 a.m. in the morning.
I mean, we have filmed some, although not with him interviewing other people. I've interviewed Tim on camera multiple times. Well, that's cool. I'll drop the link to this for anyone that wants to listen to it. There we are. Okie doke. Let's keep going. And again, please, if you see any news out there, any interesting headlines, let me know so I can pull it up and cover it. Oh, thank you. I see in Rumble chat. Where'd you go? Falcon 5 dropped a link to Schumer threatening the Supreme Court justices. Let me pull that up. I gotta sign into Rumble here on my Mac. Okay. There you are.
I want to tell...
Pull it up here.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch. I want to tell you, Kavanaugh. You have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
Yeah. There really isn't any way to take that other than as a threat. Like, what could he possibly mean? There's no... Not like they can be, you know, removed from office by an election or something. They're appointed for life. So what else could that possibly mean other than a physical threat? It's so insane that tumbled out of his mouth, and that a bigger deal was not made out of it by, well, any number of different people, his party, the law. Wow. Okay, Rising, I see you there. Let me pull that up. We'll chat. That's creepy. Man allegedly posed as doctor and assaulted a girl at a U.S. elementary school. Oh my gosh. What the hell? Here we go. Convicted. Wow, he's already a convicted sex offender.
From the outside, Orangewood Elementary School looks like any other school. It's a place where students are meant to be safe. But on Tuesday afternoon, a call came into police about a 10-year-old girl being lured into an empty classroom and sexually assaulted.
The call for service indicated that a man was on campus. He was not authorized to be on campus, and that he had inappropriate contact with a student.
Court documents say the man, 25-year-old Abel Gabla, told the girl he was a doctor and needed to run tests. Detectives say he performed a sexual act on her until she pushed him away and he ran from campus.
Within the very first hour of this investigation, the officer's response led them to the front door of ultimately the suspect, 25-year-old Abel Gabla.
Working with an intelligence officer and the real-time operations center, police analyzed surveillance video from security cameras the school had recently upgraded. Police matched the
Wow.
suspect's clothing down to a torn patch in the knee of his jeans. That information led them to Gabla's home just 2.1
Abel Gabla. His name is Gabla. Gabla.
miles away.
Abel Gabla.
A distance that abides by Arizona law requiring sex offenders on probation live at least 1,000 feet away from a school.
Wow.
This guy was a level 2, so according to level 2 standards, he doesn't have to live 1,000
How
miles.
about we toss the standards and instead we just put a millstone around their neck and chuck them in a river?
The school, he'd have to be level 3. So clearly this guy should have been a level 3 sex offender.
Court records show Gabla was offered a plea deal 3 years ago and pled guilty to sexual conduct with a minor, while charges of child sex trafficking and luring a minor were dismissed. We asked County Attorney Richard Mitchell about this today.
During the first case, I wasn't county attorney, and unfortunately I wasn't in sex crimes at the time. So I have many, if not all, of the same questions that you do. There's a lot of procedure involved.
Ay, ay, ay. Wow, man. Oh boy, another one. Thank you, Rising. Hold on. Teacher charged after youth assaulted during Bible study. Golly. Oh, wow. Another migrant here. Taurus Chung, his name is. Taurus Chung of Richmond Hill. Charged with sexual assault and exploitation. Where did that go? Student reported multiple occasions between September and November involving said teacher at Markham School.
Emergency, need a police fire ambulance. I don't know what I need. All I know is that I went into my bedroom.
Oh, that is unrelated. Okay. Name and location of the school are not being released to protect the identity of the victim. Taurus Chung of Richmond Hill, who is taught primarily as a math teacher at the private school for 17 years, was charged Tuesday with assault and exploitation. Investigators believe there may be additional victims and are releasing the suspect's photo. No, that's not him. Okay. Wow. All right, let me pull up my other chats again here. Make sure I'm not missing any interesting stories you guys are linking. Anybody? Come on, anybody got anything interesting to cover here? Come on, hit me with some links, peoples. Ed Kurtz. No, where did you go? Joker Be Wild. China, utopia or world's biggest prison? Social credit system. What is this? Let's see what this is. I'm back here. Investigate Asia. Well, remember all those license plate readers we talked about a little bit ago?
In China, one set of scores could determine your fate. By 2020, a nationwide surveillance system could be tracking the behavior of every single citizen.
为避免对个人信用造成影响，请自觉遵守有关规定。
And all citizens could be scored based on their behavior. Get Real uncovers the truth about China's social credit system.
Yikes.
Is it the cure to uncivilized behavior? Or a tool to silence dissent?
比以前更严的来控制这个社会。
And could it create a new chasm between the haves?
我看你分数挺高的，760多分吧？是。
Creepy, man. They're like comparing. It's like a dick measuring contest with social credit scores. What the frick?
And have-nots.
Creepy. Whack. Ugh. That is disturbing.
This is a village in Rongcheng. The streets are unusually spotless. Signboards placed around the village remind residents of values like honesty and trustworthiness. And here, prominently displayed outside the village centre, a billboard with the names of the most well-behaved residents of the year.
Wow. That is just weird.
One of them is Wang Chao Sheng. His wife, Zin Zheng, is proud that her husband is a 5-star citizen. Only 6 of about 3,000 residents here carry that title. It's one he earned after returning a wallet, along with all its contents. In Rongcheng's Donghua Tangzai village, this is how residents are expected to behave.
对我来说，我是挺光荣。老头子呢挺想的，大家一起发个媒体的。我来家务我买的，我还学个学。我说下次你再找不着好事，你干脆我聊2个字，你写着你去做个好事啊！我说这都多光荣，上舞台。
Oh, sorry, I'm covering that up. You guys can't see it. Such an honor to go on stage and receive a gift, don't you think? Oh my gosh.
All residents here are assigned a social credit score. It starts with a base of 1,000 points. From there, the maths begin. Chapter 2, Evaluation Criteria number 5. Help those in need who are not your blood relatives for more than 6 months. Add 5 points. Regulation number 15. Being a public nuisance. Deduct 20 points.
Uh.
月100块钱，俺们行了加2分。
For every 100 yuan or 14 US dollars donated, you get 2 points.
你尝试，比方说是我
For
写的。
example, if I write that he is a man with high moral standards or that he's a good villager at all times, he will definitely get more points.
你像大部分市进不买了，或者跟村儿的，管多少这都是做这样的好村民，他肯定到时候他是自己能加分儿。你拿对了方或者是。
Littering and breaking village rules would get his points deducted.
他说是违反这个村民的规定，这就是事情，值得扣分儿。
So Aini gets paid to record the deeds of her neighbours, both the good and bad.
Wow.
接续的大学。老王，大家比较忙。也就是根据了这个人物。
I collect whatever information or good deeds I hear about in these blocks. Essentially everything.
哈，听取
Like an informant.
老师听了，或者是有
It's like an openly accepted job.
偶尔也是，不管模样
Crazy.
都往上猜去。
So Aini is one of 6 information collectors here. She took on this role 3 years ago, when the village started the social credit system.
Wow.
Since then, she's been keeping tabs on more than 200 households.
Oh my gosh. Every month I have to gather 5 deeds. This is the last deed. This is one deed on the 6th of October, another on the 9th.
10月13日
This is creepy as heck, dude.
但是这个月的这不就是
This month I've only gathered 2 deeds and I haven't recorded them in my notebook yet.
To satisfy her monthly quota, So Aini sometimes resorts to recording her own good deeds.
Wow.
这是我亲身的一个体会呢，就是我就是
I was on the way to the supermarket when I bumped into my neighbor Li Lanhua.
他现在孤独一人，老伴儿去世。
She lives alone. Her husband is deceased and she has kidney failure.
Aini submits
Sorry.
It's a record of everything she's seen and heard to her supervisor.
王主任，我今天来交本子。这里边呢，我查了不上这个。
Why that sound dropped out?
都是正能量方面的哈，好也好。不好心情。
Wang Fengbo is a party cadre. She's part of the village committee that decides who should gain or lose points.
这个保洁员在这个就是往卫生当中哈，早晨在这个绿化带那上头捡到了一个钱包哈。
Cleaner picked up a wallet, skipped his meals in order to look for the owner. I want to. Does she report on bad stuff though, like naughty? Oh, something about urine being thrown in the backyard.
这个污水。
I want to know if she's reporting on misbehaving neighbors. Wrong think. Lose 5 points for every offense. Come on, give me like ideological stuff. Not like did they clean up their trash? If you have no assets, how do you get a loan? Come on. Ooh, interesting. Okay. A journal.
There's no clear way out. Goods, not just his finance. Just 5 hours.
你都在这儿，后来你可能是在属于很失信企业哈，很不好。
Min Jian found out he was blacklisted when he tried to buy a high-speed train ticket.
Oh, wow.
And was denied. As of late 2018, the social credit system has already blocked a staggering 17 million flights and over 5 million high-speed train rides.
Whoa. this is what I really wanted to hear about. Not what, all the trash bullshit. This is where it gets really disturbing. Previously, taking the plane or the high-speed rail was so convenient. Oh, that's why they're making the public transportation push too, and the electric cars, which are all, you know, connected to the net. Now they can shut that shit off at any time. You can just click a button, and bang, you won't be able to drive your car anymore. Just because you, you know, violated some social credit bullshit.
你现在我只能自己开车去，是不是？包括你的信用卡、银行卡的，都限制这些高消费，基本都会给你查封了，不让你使用。你像你要再去开展，想开展新客户的话很难。
It's very hard to get new clients. They could check that my factory is under administration.
那么他有可能，有些能查的你可能是在属于黑失信企业哈，很不好。
Blacklisted and broke, Min Jian was forced to retrench more than 100 employees.
这我厂房嘛，你看后边都是一些半成品啊，下料成品都在这。现在哪有人干活
Got all these raw materials here. Can't do it. There's no one working now. What's the point? There are no orders. Yeah, no one will do business with him because he's been publicly listed as a naughty person. Yes. That's crazy. No one wants to be associated with him because they know that if they do, they'll get on the shit list too.
And resorts to driving a taxi. His blacklist status makes it hard for him to get a job.
Wow.
Or to restart his business.
Going from a factory owner and operator to a taxi driver. Because the social credit system sent you over and went to town.
Now, he sleeps just 5 hours a day and drives through the night just to get by.
说不辛苦是假的，也辛苦。
I'd be lying if I said that it isn't tough. It is tough. My back hurts from just a day of driving.
腰也痛啊，是吧？这个第二天要是
If I have things to attend to the next day, I would be tired and sleepy.
困的比较瞌睡的。
Mm-hmm.
Pay off his debt. Because being on the blacklist, Min Jian is desperate to pay off his debt. Because being on the blacklist restricts not just his finances, but his children's future as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. It affects not just you, but your progeny. Every time I get home, my daughter fetches my slippers. My son is still young and a little mischievous, but my daughter is mature. Looking at the children gives me hope. Aww. I don't live for myself, I live for my children.
As long as Min Jian remains
So I want to know why he was blacklisted. We'll rewind and try to find that out in a minute.
on the blacklist, his son and daughter will be denied entry into some good schools. The
All because he's on the blacklist. His kids don't get into schools.
military and even the civil service.
Wow. Whoa, previously it was 108 kilograms. Now I'm at 96 kilograms. I've lost 12 kilos. Out of stress. And... Wow.
Min Jian has been told that clearing all his debts would get him off the blacklist.
Ah, so that's why. There you go. That's why he's on the blacklist, due to debt. Debts.
But for Liu Hu, who's also on the blacklist, there's no clear way out.
Oh, what did he do? Cases like mine, I've already done my part, yet it's still being dragged on back and forth. Been half a year, but I'm still in the blacklist.
Liu Hu is an investigative journalist.
Oh. This website contains the information of all the people in the country who are under administrative order.
输入我的名字。
Just key in my name and my identification number.
看呗。
Look.
In 2015, Liu Hu shared an article on a microblogging site questioning the earnings of a businessman. He was sued for defamation and lost the case.
Whoa.
我上诉还是输了，人家还是维持这个对方的这个，最后要执行了，我钱也给了，然后说我没有道歉，也没有道歉的理由，把我钱也给了，这个对方的这个。 我上诉还是
I appealed, but I still lost. The court ruled in favor of the other party.
人家还是维持这个对方的这个，最后要执行。
I even had to pay a fine. After paying the fine, they said I didn't apologize, and because of that, I got on the blacklist. What the hell?
道歉跟这个经济的。
Does an apology have anything to do with my financial status?
应该被纳入黑名单吗？
Did I have landed on the blacklist? I'm not in financial trouble.
这样的问题吗？
Being on the blacklist means Liu Hu can't buy a house or get a loan.
Wow.
He eventually published an apology, but the judge refused to acknowledge it.
Huh? What?
2018年4月27号。
2018, April 27th. It's this apology.
For the past year, he's been seeking redress through the courts and other channels, but nothing has worked. Liu Hu says this isn't the first time he's been wronged. In 2013, Liu Hu was arrested and accused of fabricating and spreading rumors.
Huh? What about?
He spent 346 days in detention. That year, he sat through 70 interrogation sessions.
Oh my gosh.
Some lasting over 10 hours.
Oh my gosh.
His crime? Publishing details of misconduct by authorities.
Wow.
我说我有什么罪？我那个是犯罪吗？不是，而是他
That
们
is nuts. That's where we're going. If the wackos gain power, you watch. Like that. They will be psychopaths. Mamdani and friends, this new generation. That's where this will go. They're not even shy about it anymore. All right, let me jump back to the news pile. We'll keep trucking through. Anyone dropped anything here while we were checking that out? Any interesting headlines roll in? Let me see. We missed anything? Landry's, where'd your link go? I don't know, something with Roseanne. Pull it up, we'll check it out. Anything else? Not there. Anyone in Rumble? Whoa, there's one. Rampaging grizzly bear attacks school children and teacher on Canada hike, leaving at least 11 injured with 2 in critical condition. What the hell? Let's see if we can find it. No. Here. There. Grizzly attacks multiple students in Bella Coola. Anything covering this? Here we go.
A terrifying encounter.
No. How about like a news channel?
A special thank you to each of our...
No. Hasn't hit the news just yet. These Indian AI news channels are so strange. Bizarre. Well, anyway, that's crazy. 11 injured, at least. 2 critically. One male teacher is said to have got the brunt of the injuries, though one parent revealed how the incident left her son traumatized. Oh my gosh.
Park celebrity was tragically killed in a car crash in Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Unrelated. Okay, a grizzly bear attacked a group of elementary school children and their teachers in rural Western Canada. 2 people have been left seriously injured in the attack. Took place around 2 p.m. Around 600 miles north of Vancouver in Bella Coola. Authorities have also said that the aggressive bear responsible for the attack is still at large, but have also warned members of the public not to go hunting for it. 7 more people treated at the scene. Parent Veronica Schooner said her son Alvarez was in the mixed year 4 through 5 class that was attacked by the bear while on a walk. She said her son was so close to the bear that he felt its fur. Oh my gosh. Yikes. He was running for his life. Referred to her son as a little soccer star who was limping so badly she feared he might never play again. Oh geez, what happened? Whoa, it was that close. It was like swiping at him, I guess. Torn sneakers. Posted a photo of her son's torn sneakers. Yikes, man. According to her, one male teacher got the brunt of it and was one of the people taken to the hospital by a helicopter. Dear God. Schooner says her son has been left traumatized by the attack. Everybody was in shock at the school, she added. A lot of people were crying, and I don't know, I just wanted my son. And I grabbed him, and then I took him home. Grandparent of another victim said that the child required around 100 stitches as a result of the incident and will need to be transported to another facility for further treatment. Oh my gosh. Okay, communities rallied together in the wake of the attack with members of the Naxalk Nation warning residents to remain indoors and off the highway. Confirmed that their officers are armed and ready to deal with the bear. Wow. Those things are amazing animals, but very scary. In the wrong situation. Very scary. Powerful. Yikes. Okay. Let's keep going here. See what the official channels are putting out. And see if there's anything more from Breaking 911. Oh, yeah. Anything fresh? Saw that yesterday. Here's something. Kristen Cinema. Oh, remember her? Whatever happened to her?
Kirsten, what's the most important change that you want to see in order to get this across the finish line, in order to really scale up in terms of winning this race against China?
Maria, that is the most important question on the table today. And number one, what we have got to do in this country is increase energy production here domestically in the U.S. and ensure that we can deploy that energy through data centers that allows us to actually utilize the compute so we can use AI to transform not just our community, but ensure that we dominate the AI race globally. So it's really two-pronged. We've got to increase domestic energy production. And just so you know, I'm sure you know this, Maria, the National Energy Defense Council is leading a whole-of-government approach through the Trump administration, and they are doing this day in and day out and doing a fantastic job ensuring that we are increasing American energy production.
Kirsten, what's the most important change that you want to see in order to get this?
Okay. Kirsten Cinema. She's been quiet lately. All right, let's see here. Whoa. Virginia men. Oh yeah, the assistant principal. This is a crazy story.
2 brothers have been arrested, charged with threatening to shoot police and ICE agents, and one of them is an assistant principal at Kempsville High School. Yesterday, Beach police arrested 54-year-old John Bennett. School officials say he's currently on leave from his position there. The other suspect is 59-year-old Mark Bennett. Court documents reveal several disturbing details about this investigation. So let's send it over to 10 on Your Side's Ethan Krause, who joins us live outside of that school. Ethan.
Yeah, Aisha, good afternoon. And you said it, the court documents do reveal details leading to the arrest of Kempsville High School Assistant Principal John Bennett. Now, according to the Virginia Beach Police Department, John Bennett and his brother Mark were both arrested on November 16th after police received information that the brothers threatened to commit acts of violence against local police and ICE agents. Court documents reveal that the brothers were overheard talking at a restaurant where Mark Bennett mentioned how he had an assault rifle with the ability to utilize explosive rounds that could penetrate protective vests.
Explosive rounds? That's not how you penetrate a vest.
He also mentioned flying.
You just use the armor piercing, like the green tips. It's ridiculous.
Flying to Las Vegas to meet with like-minded people and how he would return with, quote, enforcement ideas and plans. The documents went on to state that John Bennett added statements of support and enthusiasm for the suggested violence and also expressed interest in joining his brother on the trip to Vegas. Now, both brothers were arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit malicious wounding.
Creepy. Where'd my YouTube chat go? There y'all are. Okay. Good. All right, let's keep going. Lutnick. Lucky Lutnick. Big Beautiful Bill starts January 1st.
It's just setting up for where we're going. You know, the big beautiful bill starts January 1st. You start getting depreciation. The factories are going to come online. You are going to see job numbers in the second half of next year that are going to blow you away. And these are just the right kind of jobs. We've got to train these people. We've got to get those people in America into the workforce for these great paying jobs. And I think really America, the golden age, which Donald Trump talks about, he is literally saying we are going to build manufacturing in America, and these jobs are going to blow the numbers away.
Howard, should the Fed be cutting interest rates right now?
Of course they should. I mean, you've got really a beautiful economy. The economy can grow with lower rates. You know, these rates are high because of the inflation of the Biden administration. You've seen them all come off. Now you've got the president cutting prices across the board. We're going to drive affordability across the board. You know, he's focused, razor focused on affordability and driving it down. You're going to see inflation coming off. You're keeping energy prices low. You've got tax numbers coming in next year. I think rates should be at least 100 basis points lower.
Yeah, you would think.
That will free up.
So why not?
Affordability in housing, and that will help America really reach its full potential.
We shall see within the next 4 or 5 months whether that is the case. Really hope so for all our sake. Because if they don't do that, if they don't make significant strides in that direction by election time next year, we're not going to be in a good place. Thankfully, it does sound like they recognize that and have shifted their focus almost entirely to doing that. So we shall see. We shall see how it goes. All right, next up. Commissioner Bisignano of Social Security sent a letter to Congress on the historic progress being made at the Social Security Administration under POTUS. It's still a train wreck, man. Like, let's be honest. It's just theft. It's fucking theft. Okay. Allow me to share with you my appreciation for the tens of thousands of SSA employees who dutifully executed their roles as public servants, not only during the recent Democrat-led government shutdown, but also throughout the fiscal year. The uncertainty, SSA staff continued to deliver quality service. Yeah, to the American people. Okay, so what's the actual point of this here? With the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill earlier this year, America's seniors will be keeping more of their hard-earned benefits and a tax deduction that eliminates federal income taxes on Social Security for almost all beneficiaries. Yeah, good. Something. This is significant, meaningful tax relief for older Americans. Since its creation, Social Security's strength has been its adaptability, evolving to meet the changing needs of the country. First as a retirement program, then expanding to include survivor, family, and disability benefits. We honor this legacy today by working to build a future where service is faster, smarter, and more accessible than ever before. Social Security is a fucking joke. I'm sorry. From my generation's point of view, especially, and later ones, this is absurd. This is just a joke. It's honestly kind of insulting. The only way to fix Social Security at this point is to chuck it. Okay, Rich Grinnell. The Senator Sheldon Whitehouse just stepped in it. What did he do now? He attacked the Kennedy Center with outrageous claims. What did he say? Okay. Dear Senator Whitehouse, I'm concerned about your careless attacks on me and my team. The letter you signed did not undergo basic fact-checking. It's filled with partisan attacks and false accusations. Surprise, surprise. Your staff relied on anonymous sources, inaccurate gossip, and allegations from partisan reporters who never had access to the data or facts that I'm happy to provide below. Wow. As president of the Kennedy Center, I take financial responsibility extremely seriously. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's see. What's White House's issue here? Let me see if I can find that. What's he bitching about? This idiot. Wow, okay. White House announced an investigation into potential misuse of the Kennedy Center. You shitting me? Let's see if we can find this. Filters this week. Filters week. Oh, no one talking about it. Investigating Kennedy Center. Oh. Well, let's see. Come on. Contracts, invoices, and facility use agreements reveal that you operate the center for the enrichment of your friends and acquaintances to dole out political favors and as a playground for the President of the United States and his allies. The center is being looted to the tune of millions of dollars in foregone revenue, canceled programming. Yeah, you know what kind. Unpaid use of its facilities, and wasteful spending on luxury restaurants and hotels. What? How so? An unprecedented pattern of self-dealing, favoritism, and waste. So what kind of spending on luxury restaurants and hotels? What does that even mean? New documents expose cronyism and corruption at the Kennedy Center under Grinnell, including deeply discounted event rentals for well-funded political allies like News Nation and the American Conservative Union Foundation. Is it any different from what has been done under previous admins for their people? I doubt it. Tens of thousands of dollars spent on luxury hotel rooms, lavish meals, and entertainment for friends and newly hired staff. Okay, let's see the evidence, please. Curious how out of context they're taking all that. Work contracts funneled to personal friends that are costing the center tens of thousands of dollars each month. Free and exclusive use of the Kennedy Center for a FIFA event. Okay. And amounting to just over $5 million in losses for the center. Okay, that sounds like bad on the surface, but how common is that practice with the Kennedy Center? Like, is that unusual? As has been widely reported, the Kennedy Center has seen declining ticket sales and is facing worsening budgetary challenges. Okay, so what was Grinnell's response here to the points? Here's some additional answers to your questions. The individual who had the job before me, Grinnell says, was getting paid $1,210,635 per year. That's disgusting. There were 94 people employed in the development department. Today there's 16. And the deferred maintenance of the building was quite literally making the building fall apart. Wow. I mean, yeah, it wasn't looking too good. Today, and for the first time in decades, we have a balanced budget at the Kennedy Center. There was no reference to these facts in your letter. Of course not. Here's some additional answers to your questions. Before the arrival of new leadership, the Kennedy Center was hemorrhaging donor dollars. Members of the executive leadership team were paid between $400,000 and $700,000 per year. Wow. New leadership has ended the financial chaos. If any department wants to create a new position, they must first submit a business plan to the finance department to enforce financial responsibility and curb unnecessary staff costs. The cost of convening a single board meeting under previous leadership was over $120,000 in expenses. What? Today, it's a fraction of that cost, with the next board meeting being hosted by a board member at no cost to us. Yeah, hello, why was... How were they spending that? Like, good lord, what, like, renting gigantic event space with, like, catering and shit? Like, renting out an entire, like, convention hotel or some shit? That's just ridiculous. While you enjoyed those previous exorbitant board meetings, Grinnell continues, you have not attended one under the new leadership. Oh. So, Sheldon himself attended these exorbitant board meetings and enjoyed the fruits thereof, but hasn't under any of the new leadership. Under why? We have not canceled shows. We have installed a break-even policy for programming and rentals writ large. I established a new policy that all events must be revenue neutral. It means that if our ticket sales modeling did not cover all the costs of the program, then the program or rental could not be confirmed without a generous donor or sponsor to make up the deficit. That's fair. And like, otherwise it makes no sense to put the show on. Like, why? I don't know why that's controversial, Mr. White House. In all the rental examples you mentioned, we have had donors or sponsors cover in excess of the total costs. We've always welcomed participation from both parties. We continue to invite both Democrats and Republicans to see the changes we've made. We have yet to have a single Democrat take us up on our invitation. Wow. FIFA has given us several $1 million in addition to paying all of the expenses for this event in lieu of a rental fee. Your focus on simple rental fees is no way to run an institution as diverse as the Kennedy Center's. Yeah. A simple rental fee would not have been enough to cover the magnitude of the event. They have to take donors. My former colleague from Embassy Berlin, a U.S. Army bomb squad officer and Great War on Terror veteran, is also an accomplished editor, researcher, and writer. For a period of 6 months, he researched and helped curate the programming for a historical and educational exhibit. Neat. Related to his expertise that will take place in one of the lounges made possible by a donor who gave $10 million, wow, to the Kennedy Center for the rights. This donation covered 100% of the costs of his research and writing assistance. The Kennedy Center simply fronted the money to get the project started immediately to ensure we hit our deadline for opening the exhibit. Interesting. Where did we leave off there? Okay, his terms of engagement with the Kennedy Center have already ended. Jeff Halprin was brought on board for his incredible multimedia expertise. He's doing the job of 2 previous employees and is creating content faster than we've ever seen. Sounds like someone I want to follow. Jeff Halprin. Shit. Come on. Do you have any social media? Was this him? I wonder if he misspelled the name. Nope. I guess he's just not on socials. Despite apparently doing the work that appears on social media. How crazy. Well, dang. It's someone I'd really like to get in touch with. Darn it. Oh well. Where are we here? There we are. Okay, let's keep going. His expertise gives us tens of thousands of dollars per year creating social media content and other content. Lisa Dale, a Chilean American who I gather would not have been welcome at your private beach club, has helped raise over $117 million this year so far. Hiring her was an enormous improvement over the deficit spending the center was engaging in before. Wow. She's accomplished this with a staff of 16 people compared to the 94 people that were in the department under previous leadership. That's bonkers. For this, she should be thanked. Absolutely. Each of the food and beverage costs you cite were for donor-based events and meals and represent a fraction of the costs from previous leadership. In 2024, for example, fundraising expenses totaled $9.3 million, including $4 million from April to June alone. I'm aware that you never asked to see expenses under previous leadership before I arrived. If you'd like to see them, please let me know. So yeah, he's not very deliberately, I imagine, completely leaving out the context of, the history of all this at the Kennedy Center. Is spending normal? Is this how this has been done in the past? Of course, he conveniently leaves all that out. Good for Grinnell for pointing that out. It's customary for the Kennedy Center to put up new employees at the Watergate Hotel next door to the Kennedy Center for 2 weeks while new hires move to Washington, D.C. Watergate hotel expenses in 2024, for example, totaled $878,000. So that's like whoop-de-doo. Oh no. Where was Mr. Whitehouse's concern about federal spending, I don't know, at any point during his career before this? Nowhere to be found. The News Nation event referenced by Mr. Whitehouse was a bipartisan event featuring host Chris Cuomo, Senator John Fetterman, and Stephen A. Smith of ESPN. No one would describe this as a giveaway to the president's political allies. Yeah, that's ridiculous. This group engaged in bipartisan debate with no restrictions on speech. I reiterate my invitation to you to come to the Kennedy Center and enjoy our new common sense programming and responsible financial stewardship. Somehow I doubt Senator Whitehouse is going to take him up on that. It was an interesting little look inside the Kennedy Center there. It was cool. All right, let's keep going. We got about 20 minutes left here. And it looks like some more news to cover. Cool. Secretary Scott Bessent not fazed by tonight's Butterworth protesters. Oh, freaking Butterworth in D.C. Was he at Butterworth? Secretary Bessent? Shit. I'm there actually quite often, so. Just walking by, I guess. Yeah, they always have these frickin' people out here with noisemakers, like loud megaphones, drums, cymbals, just banging pots and pans. Ridiculous. Just to harass people going in and out of Butterworth because it's owned by Raheem Kassam of, was it Federalist or something? I forget what he owns, which outlet. You know, a lot of the Steve Bannon crowd show up there. Like a lot of big conservative media names and political figures spend time at Butterworth. It's a really nice place, nice restaurant. Cool, old-timey sort of feel. It's not terribly pricey. It's definitely up there. It's nicer, but it's not like a, $100+ a seat kind of thing. You can spend $30 a seat, $40 a seat if you're getting drinks and be decent. If you're ever in DC, look for events here, or just show up there any night. Like, just go to Butterworth any night you're in town, and your chances are you'll probably see someone. I've seen, I saw, what's his name, John Ratcliffe walking around DC with like security and police like following him. His detail, head of CIA, just walking around. Always interesting. You're in the right area, DC. Okay, Secretary Lori Chavez de Raymer of Labor Department.
The president has been clear in the America First policies and all of the things that you mentioned just previous to this question. When you think about it, what we have been hearing is consumer confidence is up. People are wanting to work. We saw in these numbers and in this report, labor participation rate is up. That is exciting when you think about all of the things that the Department of Labor has been doing, making sure that we're investing in skilling and reskilling the American workforce, working with our career and technical education and our community colleges, recognizing that the trades are mortgage-paying jobs, and making sure that we can build the data centers, that we have the tradesmen and women ready to go. The president has been clear, $18 trillion, the commitments that have been made. 20,000, Sean, of the 119,000 jobs have been in construction, and now we'll see, as the good policies from the working family tax cut, you're going to start to see those manufacturing jobs tick up. You're going to start to see the economic growth in this country, and that's good for the American people. So I'm excited as the Labor Secretary to continue on my 50-state tour and recognize that we are on the right track. President Trump had it right. We're going to invest in the American men and women, and he is the president of the American worker today.
Cool. Hopefully, as Mr. Lutnick mentioned in the clip we saw 20-30 minutes ago, as the big, beautiful bill goes into effect here at the start of the new year, we'll really kind of start to see things pick up. A lot of job openings on the market. All these new factories getting built. Construction, A, while they get built, and then B, all the labor needed to staff them. Should be good times ahead, hopefully. Shall see. Kirsten, cinema, did we see this clip already, or is this a different one?
Kirsten, what's the most important?
Yeah, we saw that. Right.
Fair. The Trump administration is exactly right. They have put an AI czar in place. They've got executive orders in place and aggressively pursuing a reversal of the flawed Biden administration energy policies to ensure that we can power these in a way that's reliable and affordable. We can win this race, but it's going to take this administration continuing to prioritize. They've been doing a great job so far. Fair. The Trump administration is exactly.
Freaking data centers, going up everywhere. Okay, Carolyn Leavitt, press secretary, responding to some story, some allegation here from Priscilla Alvarez at CNN. So Alvarez claims the White House is preparing for possible turnover in the cabinet after President Trump reaches the one-year mark of his term. At least one of the agencies that could see change is the Department of Homeland Security. Christy Noem. Carolyn Leavitt responds to this, saying this story is 100% fake news, and the White House repeatedly told this to CNN in the strongest possible terms. Yet they still wrote the story because their ratings are dying, so they thrive off drama that does not exist. It's nuts. The truth is, President Trump could not be happier with his cabinet. Shame on you, CNN. Next up, 30-year JAG veteran schools Democrats for video calling for sedition in the military. Ooh, interesting. Let's see it.
I'm Senator Alyssa.
Well, we've all seen that. So where's the... Is it video or person writing the article, maybe? Well, let's watch it for review.
Senator Mark Kelly. Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy. Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens like us.
No, they're not. Unless there's something going on that I'm not aware of.
You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
So insane. Especially that last line. That's the real line crosser right there. It's one thing saying you can refuse illegal orders, but saying don't give up the ship is saying basically just don't follow orders at all whatsoever. Don't let President Trump be the captain. That's what that's saying in no uncertain terms. Very clear. They really crossed the line with that. Like, it shocks me that they did this. Very stupid. Unless, of course, they're trying to provoke a reaction, which they're getting right now out of Trump, you know, with the threats of seditious, punishment for seditious behavior. They're not threats, although that's how they're characterizing them. All he's doing is reminding them that seditious behavior is punishable by death, if indeed they are tried and convicted thereof. He's just reminding them, right? Just like they're reminding people. It's just reminder. Just a reminder. All right, let's see what this person says here. Holly Stimson, National Security Law Program Manager, Senior Legal Fellow, Senior Legal Advisor to the Heritage Foundation. 30-year JAG veteran, I guess. Okay, these claims are simply false, no matter how fearful the tone. Military recruiting and morale are at historic highs. Hold on, we skipped a bit up here. These 6 Democrats recently released this video. As former members of the military intelligence community, they should be ashamed of themselves and retract their insubordinate, ignorant, and politically motivated diatribe. One might expect that their military experience would make them more cautious, not less, about encouraging service members to reflexively doubt the legality of orders from America's commander-in-chief. But that's exactly what they did. We know you're under enormous stress and pressure right now, Slutkin said. This administration is pitting our uniformed military and intelligence community professionals against American citizens, he claims, without, a claim made without evidence of any kind, without reference to any evidence of any kind, just stated outright with nothing to back it up. Yeah, really? How? These claims are simply false, no matter how fearful the tone. Recruiting and morale are at historic highs. If service members are truly under enormous stress, why are retention and recruitment numbers soaring? Yeah, that's a good question. Like us, you all swore an oath to protect and defend this Constitution, the congressman contended in the video. Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. Really? How exactly? They don't say. Well, the funny part is that they're right about that. They're right that there is that there are threats to our Constitution coming from right here at home. The part they're leaving out is the fact that they're the threat. They are. They add that the laws are clear, that members of the military can and must refuse illegal orders, and that no one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution. Everybody in the military knows that, but what does that have to do with anything? Throughout the short video, they never mention a single Trump administration order. Yeah, they give 0 examples whatsoever, even a reference to anything at all, or even a policy area, which they believe violates the Constitution. Yep. It is very deliberately extremely vague. This vagueness reveals the real purpose of the video. Political theater, and yet another example of Trump derangement syndrome. Kelly claims this administration is pitting the military against citizens. Where is that happening? Because if it is, I'm against it too. But crickets. They don't say. Because of course it's not happening. Unless there's something I'm just not aware of. That they're I don't know, maybe concerned is about to happen. Something they're worried is about to take place all of a sudden. Something we're all not aware of. Wonder what that might be. Is this about immigration enforcement, the deployment of National Guard troops to the border or in blue cities to assist federal immigration officers? They don't say. Yeah, you would think if it was about that stuff, they would have released this video months ago, when all that stuff started. So what is the impetus for this? Why is this coming out of nowhere here all of a sudden? Like, what's the deal? What are they so worried about? I wonder.
Well, they'll hang you for treason is what I hear.
That's right. Bingo. Where were we here? This is about immigration enforcement. Yeah, they don't say. When Crow was interviewed by Fox News' Martha McCallum about the video he participated in and asked they confronted one of these people about it, asked what specific orders that Trump issued to the military that are illegal, Crow couldn't name one. We've got to see that.
You see some of the pushback to this video when some look at it and say, you know, if you are in the United States military, you sign up, you carry out the mission that is assigned to you. You know, the other option is to not join the military or to leave if you feel that you can't carry out an order. But the command is just an integral part of what you sign up for, which you know way better than I do, and I thank you for your service. So, Congressman, thank you for being here. Why did you participate in this video?
Martha, we're standing by our troops, our service members who are often put in very difficult positions, and Donald Trump has put them in very difficult positions and has alluded to putting them in even more difficult positions in the months and years ahead. So we are reminding folks.
There we go. There's the key right there.
What the Uniform Code of Military Justice says, what the Constitution says, what the law of war says. You know, this is really no different than what I did with my infantry platoon in advance of deploying to Iraq in 2003. I trained these young soldiers on their obligation to comply with the law of war, to comply with the Constitution, and what is a lawful versus a unlawful order.
What law are you talking about that's being broken? And then you said that he's implying that he might do something that they wouldn't want to hold or follow through with in the future.
What would that be, sir?
What are you talking about specifically?
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. Well, number one, the protests at Lafayette Square in the first Trump administration, where he said, "Can't you just shoot them? Can't you just shoot them in the legs or something?" That's his direct quote.
No.
And of course, the then chairman
of
the
that is not the question.
That was not a military order. That was a comment. That's not a military order.
When that's coming from the President of the United States to your generals, don't you think that's a request?
I'm asking specifically right now.
What are you concerned about?
Yeah, number two, he's also threatened to send the military into Chicago and other cities to, quote, go to war with those cities. Right? That is a very, very disturbing thing. Number three...
You mean with the gangs in the cities?
He's also alluded to sending troops to polling stations, which is actually a violation of U.S. law. U.S. criminal law prohibits troops from going to polling stations. And he's alluded to that.
Really?
Those are just one of many examples.
You're talking about illusions. You're not talking about actual policy. You're not talking about things that are members of our service members who we revere and respect are actually being asked to do. So when you see this video,
he admits it.
All over the place. When you see this video on social media, I think a lot of people scratch their heads and they say, what exactly are they talking about? Are they talking about not allowing gunboats to make it to the United States carrying drugs? Is that what you're talking about?
Martha, here's a novel idea. How about we actually prevent things from happening before they become a problem?
I think
that's exactly what's being done. You fucking idiot! Like
what they're trying to do.
What you're saying is we have to wait until there's a problem to respond to that problem.
No, I'm not.
Right? As a military officer, what I think is important is we train.
What an absolutely insane exchange. Whoa, dude. All right. Any last minute ones here? Last one we did there. Oh, any more in that article? Actually, go back to that. The reality is that the military already has robust systems in place to handle questions about the legality of orders and uses that system every day. Service members are required to follow lawful orders. If they do not follow a lawful general order or a specific order, they can and often are court-martialed under the Uniform Code of Military Justice for a violation of Article 92, failure to obey an order or regulation. If or when they are in doubt about an order's legality, a rarity, a service member can and do consult with a uniformed lawyer called a Judge Advocate General Officer, a JAG. I know because I served as a Navy JAG for 30 years and retired as a 2-time commanding officer with rank of captain. The president doesn't pick up the phone and call a service member and order him to carry out a mission. Military orders flow through multiple levels, from the president to the Secretary of Defense, through the Joint Chiefs to combatant commanders, to senior officers, and eventually then to units and individual service members. At each level, uniformed lawyers review orders and establish standing rules of engagement and specific rules of engagement for a particular mission. These congressmen know this, but that apparently didn't matter to them. Moreover, military personnel are already trained, and the Department of Defense Law of War Manual clearly states that military personnel have a duty not to comply with orders that are clearly illegal. History certainly provides instructive examples of genuinely unlawful orders. The My Lai massacre during the Vietnam War, where Army Lieutenant William Calley ordered his soldiers to kill unarmed civilians, stands as a clear case where subordinates should have refused, as the order was patently unlawful under the laws of war and the UCMJ. If this video was produced by a bunch of ragtag college students or Marxist professors, no one would care. But yeah, exactly. That's not what happened here. These lawmakers' actions and words undermine good order and discipline in the armed forces by encouraging U.S. military personnel to question the orders of the commander-in-chief of the armed forces for no good reason, based on nothing more than mere political disagreement, and prime them and set them up to believe just that, without evidence. The video is full of dishonorable statements from people who should know better. Oh, and they do know better, but they're doing it for a reason. By calling on service members to resist Trump's orders, they're essentially asking military members to make political judgments about which policies to implement. Direct assault on civilian control of the military. Yep. The Democrat congressman should withdraw the video and apologize. They won't. They're continuing to double down. They're undermining the authority of the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, an authority constitutionally vested in the president. If anyone is violating their oath to support and defend the Constitution, it's them. Bingo. Encouraging military personnel to disregard legitimate presidential authority based on unspecified partisan grievances doesn't protect the Constitution. It subverts it. Excellent article right there. All right. Let me finish off these last few. I'll pass over. Senator Mark Kelly responding to all this. Yes, let's see it. Here's yet again another one of these participants in the video. Just not providing any examples.
Yeah. They would be violating their oath if they followed illegal orders.
And I guess, Senator,
which one?
Members of the military,
what?
What is your advice to them if they come across something that seems confusing?
I think they need to talk to their leadership. Talk to their commanding officer about it and tell you.
They already would be, because that's who would be giving them the order.
Tell your commanding officer why you think this may be illegal. There are lawyers within the military, the Judge Advocate General Corps.
Which already would have reviewed all of this prior to them receiving the order, as the article we just read laid out.
You can have a conversation, with somebody who understands the law, and there's always the option of you
deceptive scumbag.
You, the UCMJ, with your leadership, and you explain to somebody why you think this may not be lawful.
All right.
Yeah.
You look like a testicle, asshole. He's a little bit different. POTUS talking about Zoran.
What do you expect when you meet him face to face?
Well, I don't really know. He's got a different philosophy. He's a little bit different. I give a lot of credit for the run. He did a successful run, and we all know that runs are not easy. But I think we'll get along fine. Look, we're looking for the same thing. We want to make New York strong, and there's such a different philosophy. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know over the next year, Brian. Okay?
So I know sometimes when you go to sit down with you, Mr. President, sometimes you'll whip out a list and you'll say, "Did you say this about me in the past?" I know Piers Morgan has said that. This is something that might be on your list that he said about you after he won. By the way, cut 3.
This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
So it's a little bit of an in-your-face when a time he should usually, after a victory speech, be kind of magnanimous. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I was hitting him a little hard too. In all fairness, I was, hard to be totally friendly toward the opponent. His opponent wasn't. He had some interesting opponents, but he ran a good race. I don't know exactly what he means by turn the volume up, because turn the volume up, he has to be careful when he says that to me. But nobody really was able. I said, what does that mean, turn the volume up? Does that mean let's go at it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, he was very nice in calling, as you know, and we're going to have a meeting. I guess we meet at 3 o'clock today, and I think it's going to be quite
This is going to be interesting.
civil. We'll find out. You'll be the first to know.
I know. We'll see it at 3 o'clock. Will you open up the doors to the press after?
I think so. I mean, it's fine with me. I would think so.
Good.
He's a politician, so I
It'll
don't
be interesting.
think he has a problem. The one thing I noticed about politicians, the answer is always yes, other than with Biden.
So one thing he did say,
Biden didn't open up doors to his brain.
there's one thing he does say that probably won't be great. He says, I never go back to the days when Eric Adams would go on national television and open the door for the NYPD handling civil immigration enforcement. He doesn't expect cooperation between the NYPD and ICE. That's got to be disappointing.
Yeah, what?
Well, we're going to be talking about it. I just can't imagine that where you have hardcore criminals. This is about criminals. You can make a case the other way, having to do with others. But, when you have a murderer, when you have a known murderer, a known rapist, a known whatever it is, drug dealers all over the place, I can't imagine that anybody wants to keep them. But I'll have that discussion with them today, absolutely.
Very curious to hear how that's going to go. Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's it. We'll call it there. Sir Poe is in. How you doing, bro?
Doing great. How's it going?
Going pretty good, pretty good. Ready
best
for
day
some more
ever.
news today. It sounds like this is going to be an interesting one with Mamdani and Trump meeting this afternoon.
Yeah. What time do they meet?
I think he said
it was
3 p.m. there.
tough.
3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, so I ain't gonna get it. I'll get it tomorrow.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's all you, man. Take it away. Have a good
Okay.
show.
Okay, thanks, man. You have a great day.
You know it. Back at you. See ya. All right, y'all. That's it for me. Where's my OBS? There we go. Yep, that's it. That's it, YouTube. Thanks for hanging. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had fun. I always do. Where's my window? There we go. All right. So I will be back next on. We're out of focus. There we go. I'm gonna be back on tomorrow afternoon, 1 to 3. See you here. So come hang with me. I will see you all then. Please don't forget to support us if you haven't. And thank you to those who have. I have seen a handful roll in over the last 24 hours or so. Thank you. I will paste the PayPal again. There we go. And I will paste the donor box as well. Oh. Oh. Five. Okay. Cool. Oh, and hey, if you missed it earlier, I did do a live stream test on my phone. The mobile live stream test. Give it a go. It seemed to go quite nice. The audio was sounding great. Let me pull that up. Where'd that go? Yeah, there it is.
Cool. I can't see you guys. How do I do that?
Wow, that actually sounds excellent.
Unfortunately,
That's just the built-in microphone on the iPhone.
the title defaulted to the nice one in front.
When do I get the color sorted? There we go. Okay, let's see if that's guys will have to let me know. Hopefully someone will type in there so I can check when I get back home. Even handles that wind pretty decent. Pretty nice morning out. Foggy, cool, not too cold though. Like 50 degrees. I'm going like 20 miles an hour here. It's not doing a bad job with that wind. Pretty sweet. So I'm going to, I got to invest in a phone gimbal. If anyone wants to donate to the pot for that, please do. I need like I think DJI just released a new one. Definitely the one I'm going to want. Where's the newest one? Osmo Mobile 7, 8. Oh. See. That which one? Oh, yeah, Osmo Mobile 8. That's the one. Yep. Yeah, I need to get one of these guys, and then I will start going out in DC with the phone and doing some live streaming on location city. Maybe try to find some Congress critters and whatnot. Maybe even, I don't know, just do some mobile shows somehow. Play around with it, do stuff. Thing run. Should be like just over $100. Yeah, 150. That's not bad. Includes the module. Let's see, Osmo Mobile 8. Yep. Cool. Yeah, I got to get me one of these and start doing it. Some mobile stuff out there. I want to get a little, wonder if this, oh, where'd that go? Thing have like a mount for an external mic. Let's see. Highly recommend, by the way. We got like 32 people still tuned in. Highly recommend picking up one of these for yourself. Again, only like you don't even have to spend on this one. You can go with one of the previous gens. Look at that, $100 for the previous. $71 for the lower end. Regular mobile 7 to the 7P or 7 Pro or whatever it is. $71. Wow, Black Friday deal. Great thing to have. You have a fantastic camera, most of you. And if you have a somewhat recent smartphone, it's got quite a good camera, chances are. Especially if you have an iPhone. Or like the most recent Samsungs or Google Pixel. Those are all fantastic cameras. They're really, really good. All you need is like decent audio and a stabilizer like this, and you can go out there and start doing news, start recording protests, whatever you got going on in your area. Great thing to have on hand. It's pretty hard to argue against that buy. 70 frickin' bucks, man. Fantastic. So encourage everyone to go do it, especially if you live near a major city and have access to places where news is happening. But even if not, you know, if you're in a smaller town, especially places like Springfield, Ohio, you know, all that crap going on there is still going on, by the way. All the Haitian nonsense, illegal immigrants piled into Springfield. You know, should be out there documenting stuff like that. the new PSB YouTube channel is the perfect place to put it. I would really like to start accepting user submissions, viewer submissions. It's one of the things I'm planning on doing. On using the the YouTube channel for. We still got about 76,000 subscribers. I would love to use the platform for all of you all out there to have a voice, doing whatever, whether it's just recording a short video with your opinion on something, or you want to play around with editing a short video, doing meme stuff like they do on all the dilly people do on YouTube. AI stuff is super easy to make video memes with now. Increasingly, got to do a bit of a learning curve, or getting out there with a camera and getting footage of primary news content. All these protests, if you're in the Pacific Northwest and Portland, Seattle area, or near Chicago, all this stuff going on outside these ICE centers. I would love to have someone out there. All you need is a cell phone on a gimbal. You should already have the smartphone. I'd be willing to plunk down $70 for someone that can't afford it but lives in the right area. If you want to get out there and get some footage, let me know. I will buy you the gimbal. I'll find a way to make it work. I would love to use the channel for that. We got a great platform for citizen journalists to get out there and do some work. And actually, I've kind of been thinking of rebranding PSB to that effect, to something relating to citizen journalism. I don't know what. Citizen Journalism Network, CJN. I don't know, just off the top of my head, something like that. Because that's something I'd like to encourage more of. I would kind of shift focus to that. Encourage people to start doing stuff like that. Get participation from people. I think we're gonna try to return to Discord too. Public Discord going again. Would like to get people chatting the way they used to in the old days, in the early days. Get an audio channel, an audio only channel kind of going that people can join in on, and hosts can host a whole big panel of people through Discord. Say, like the way we used to be doing it before all that craziness went down in 2020. I'd love to start doing that again, but I'd especially love to start getting people to make content for the YouTube channel. Not non-live content, like pre-produced, going out there and recording videos. Or again, if you do live near protest areas, going out there and live streaming at protests. I can set people up to do that. I can set people up who have live streaming capability from the channel. If you're someone I know and trust, of course, I can set you up to do that. There's a way to set up multiple accounts with permissions to, so you don't have full control of the channel, but you can still post live streams and videos. So I want to start making use of that. I'm gonna at least start with hosts, giving hosts the ability to upload videos of their own. Kind of see if we can start jump-starting some content like that. And Salty makes her videos. I think she's actually already got the ability to do so. So, if that interests you, you should get in contact with 80s Aaron, whether you're interested in being a host or doing any of this. You can also look me up on X, on my personal account here, or on the PSB account. Contact me there. Real PSB News. There you go. Shoot a DM. You have no excuse, okay? If you live in an area where there's any kind of news going on, whether it's rural or urban. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to talk about in rural areas too. A lot of things to cover out there. Things of stories of interest. You know, it'd be really nice to start getting a newsroom team together, and you know, having people going out there and collecting the raw content. You know, maybe interviewing some people on the street or getting footage of whatever. Maybe have some dedicated, you know, like a dedicated editing team that can then take all that and put something together and get it up on the channel. I'd really like to start branching out into stuff like that now that we have the YouTube channel back. An opportunity to kind of start doing some more interesting things like that. So if you want to join in on that, you should do it. Again, doesn't take much. You already got most of what you need. So cool. I'll call it quits there. Go hang out and watch Poe over on the other platforms on DLive or Rumble, preferably Rumble or Vaughn. And I will catch you all tomorrow afternoon, 1 to 3. Maybe we'll talk some more about these ideas with the rest of the crew on the other platforms. I should have talked about this earlier when we had everybody together, but we'll do it more tomorrow. So I'll catch you then. Have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy it, and we'll see you tomorrow.